Ingrid Michaelson joining us. It's Star 99.9, Michael's Jewelers acoustic session at Little Pub in Fairfield. It's been a hot minute, but we're so excited to have you back.
Thank you for having me back.
I have so many things to tell you that you're not going to be happy about.
Oh, no. What?
I know. It's like really humiliating. So my co-host is a huge Stranger Things fan.
Yeah.
I have never seen an episode. I know. So
I envy you.
Do you?
You have so much ahead of you.
Well, that's what my husband said. My husband said, let's wait until it all dies down and watch it. And I go, that's what we did with Mad Men. Then nobody cared when we talked about Mad Men.
I would still care. I just rewatched Mad Men.
Did
I
you?
love TV. It's a problem.
Wait, so new album out, Stranger Songs.
Yes, it's inspired by Stranger Things. This is how much I love TV, you guys. I wanted to make a record, and I was feeling kind of stagnant, and I just fell in love with this TV show and the nostalgia and the 1980s-ness of it, and it just made me feel like I was a kid again. And I thought it'd be really interesting to write songs from characters' points of view, but make them accessible to everybody. So
Right.
people who know the show will get the Easter eggs, and people who don't know the show will just enjoy the song for what it is, just a good song.
Right. Because I was
and
listening to like Pretty, and I was
You don't
thinking,
know.
you don't know. Like I would never know.
You
that
don't
it-
have to know the show to get the songs, but if you do know the show, it's like an added bonus.
Okay, awesome. So if somebody like me that has never seen Stranger Things or The Notebook, we'll get to that next.
You've
There's-
never
there's
seen
something
The
wrong with
Notebook?
me, right?
I'm writing the musical for the Notebook. That's why she brought that
Yeah,
up.
exactly. We'll get to that. But what would you say? Like, why do I have to watch it?
Stranger Things?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to do anything, but
No, you kind of do.
it's just a really great show. It's a wonderful form of escapism. It's so fantastical and sci-fi. These things can never happen, so it just allows you to kind of lift out of the world for a minute. And I think we need that right now. I think we all need just some escapism, and it's just so fun. And it's fun for kids. It's fun for adults. It's just like it connects to everybody. It's just a really, and if you are nostalgic like me and you miss the 80s,
Yeah.
it's really awesome.
Well, I'm an 80s girl, so
Yeah.
So one thing I was wondering was that did they let you see season 3 before
No.
everybody else?
No.
Why?
Well, they're very secretive.
Okay.
So my boyfriend actually was an actor. He was in one episode he was in one episode in the second season, and he came back for a flashback in the third season. So I got to see like just his little part as he was doing ADR, which is when, if you ever watch a movie or a TV show and you see them talking and it seems too perfect, it's because the audio was messed up and they had to go back in the studio and like lip sync to their own words. So I got to see him in the studio doing that, but everything was like green screened.
Right.
So I didn't even get to see the real thing, but I was like, oh, I kind of know what's happening. But that's the only thing I knew, is just a little bit that he did. And it was all a complete surprise and wonderful. It's just so good. Such a great season.
Well, when I see it in 3 years, I'll
You have to watch it. Once you
They
start, you're going to go like that.
Well, that's what I figure. It's like
Yeah.
a binge watch weekend.
Yes, it will
Yeah.
be. It'll go by very quickly.
And we talked about The Notebook earlier, and the reason why I brought that up is that you're writing a musical for it.
Yes, I was asked about 3 years ago to start working on it, and it's been a very slow process, but very incredible. We just had our first reading upstate New York 2 weeks ago, and it's all starting to come together, and it's looking like something's more concrete will be happening in the middle of next year, but I don't have details yet. But I think Stranger Songs, my record, was born from working on Notebook, because I was writing these songs from these characters' points of view, because in a musical that's what you have to do.
Yeah, of course.
And so I think that was just in my blood and in my mind, and it translated into the Stranger Songs record so easily. So my single right now, Missing You, is from the point of view of a character named Nancy, and it's about a love triangle in the show with 2 other people in the show. But I do have references to the show, but again, if you haven't seen it, it just sounds like a metaphor, or it just sounds like you're painting a picture in a lyric, you know? And it's all experiences that many of us have gone through. But yet, in my mind, I know what it's from this very specific lens. And then some of the songs are from a specific lens, but also from my point of view too. Like, you end up marrying these things together, and that's all very much from working on the musical. I'm sure of it, because I've never had an idea like this before, to make a whole record like this. It's just,
I've never even heard of anything
very
like
random.
this.
I know.
Yeah.
It started out as like, should I do this? Maybe I can do like an EP, like 3 or 4 songs. And then I was like, no, I have to have 11 songs, because one of the lead characters' names is 11.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm super nerdy. And so then I was like, it has to have 11 songs and that's a full record. And yeah, I worked on it for about a year and a half, and here we are.
Well, we're excited to hear all the new music, and welcome back to Connecticut. We're happy to have you.
you.
Ingrid Michaelson.